I first come to town, they called me the roving jewel. Now they changed the tune and they call me Katie Cruel.
My name is Mike Cohen, and I'm part of what is called the field of ecopsychology. I've put together 2 doctoral degrees that I taught in different universities. I've been studying nature since about 1936, when I realized that there were 2 things I could identify. One being my natural self, and the other being the story that was put on myself as who I really was, which often didn't coincide with what I felt. I was born in a utopian garden community set up by Eleanor Roosevelt in 1920s, and by the time I was 6 living there, going to public school, all of a sudden I discovered that they wanted me to write right-handed, and it didn't feel right, and left-handedness did. And by being in a natural area, somehow I had identified with that and felt that they were sort of intruding or trying to manipulate my nature. I became aware that you could do something about this kind of a infringement. I never gave up on that. It was practically the only thing I could really depend upon, I felt, in many ways.
Little I-O, little I-O day. Oh, if I could, where I would be, then would I be where I am now? Here am I, where I must be, go where I will, I can now.
The planet has a whole way of operating, and from a scientific point of view, it's been operating in ways that allow it to produce optimums of life and optimums of diversity and cooperation without producing garbage. It's got this miracle kind of thing going, and yet there's no book that it reads. It just knows how to do that, and it's developed it. And in order for all these different natural systems to be coordinated with each other, they have to be in contact with each other. So there's a whole connection that's taking place on a global level for the life of the planet. And we're born as part of that. But what we learn to do is what I'm doing now, is speaking and abstracting that. I've talked about the planet, I talked about how old it is. Well, none of those things are happening here, they're all stories. So I live in these 2 worlds, a story world, and the planet lives in a world which is not story, but is completely communicating to the point where it is not self-destructive, and it's continually diversifying and strengthening itself. Since I've inherited all of that, it's in me, so I'm basically the planet able to think and speak with words when it can't do that.
Little I-O, little I-O day. Oh, if I could, where I would be, then would I be where I am now? Here